Hello and welcome everyone to this Warcraft replay. We are going to be watching the recent ZOTAC, number 272. This is going to be the quarterfinals, or at least one of them. I believe it's the second quarterfinals of this best of 8, so yeah. We're going to have an Undead versus a Night Elf matchup. In the bottom right we have CZE as the yellow undead player, and on the top left we have DkH.Rudan as the red night elf player. On the top left, like I said before. So yeah, it's just two players facing off in ZOTAC, and pretty much not much needs to be said about these two players. It is on the map Ancient Isles, so we might have some unorthodox play from either player, but there is also a distinct possibility of just having a standard game. And it looks like we are going to have that standard game. I believe CZE is going to place down a graveyard next, just to indicate that he is going to go Crypt Fiend. His first hero of choice is going to be that Death Knight, while Rudan picks himself a Demon Hunter. Looks like he is also going to Ancient of War Creep. Pretty standard. Maybe train up an archer or two. Maybe just has enough time for one archer. And then uproot that Ancient of War to begin creeping. So yeah. I have absolutely no idea what to expect from these two players. Well, actually, I expect the same thing from CZE, honestly. When he gets his third ghoul, which is right now being produced, he'll either go into tier 2 or go and create some Crypt Fiends. For Rudan, as a Night Elf player, it's a little bit more, I guess, interesting, but we usually see double Ancient of Lores versus an undead player. Demon Hunter, what item will he pick up from that Ogre Magi? It's going to be a Gloves of Haste. Ancient of War taking quite a beating, but I think he'll live through. And I do apologize if the great game sounds a bit too loud. I honestly don't think it is. It might just be that the sound settings for my headphones is a little too loud, but if it's too quiet or if it's just normal, then I won't need to worry. Well, Archer, don't know what Shield's doing. Oh, there she is. Shield's trying to distract that creep camp for that wisp to grab that, is it High Priest or Shadow Priest? It's a Shadow Priest. Yeah. I believe the difference between a High Priest and a Shadow Priest is Shadow Priest has Abolish Magic along with its usual heal, and a High Priest I believe has Inner Fire, so I think that's additional armor and attack damage, I think. I don't know, there's so many buffs in Warcraft 3, it's kinda hard to keep track of them all. Surprisingly enough, we are... Oh, actually we did not go graveyard. Wow, I didn't spot that at all. We're going mass schools for CZE. How did I miss that? Good question, but is that demon gonna take that Home of Intelligence, or Agility? No, what's wrong with me? Abolish Magic on that ghoul gonna be taken down. The reasoning behind mass schools with an Unholy or a Death Knight initially is just to get an easy surround against your opponent. We did kind of had that in that Shadow Priest. Shadow Priest sounds like he got taken down. Ghoul gonna be chased. There is no boots on that Demon Hunter, but I think he will be able to catch him. Nope, it looks like this. Oh, actually, yes. Oh, he was just in range for that finishing blow. No Overseer will be taken down. Rejuvenation Potion has been picked up, as well as level 2 for that Death Knight, so he's most likely got Death Coil just to finish off with that Archer right there. Demon Hunter is going to get surrounded. Very nicely done from CZE. It looks like, oh, Rudan was about to smack his way through, and looks like he will be able to do so, even though CZE was able to heal that ghoul with Death Coil initially. Kind of disappointing. You can you can completely surround an enemy hero with, I believe, 4 units, if that is correct. But they have to be like on all 90-degree points to actually get that surround. Or it doesn't have to be precisely 90 degrees, but somewhere along those lines, and I don't think those lines were meant for CZE. CZE did reach level 2, tier 2, sorry, graveyard being placed down just to transition into Crypt Fiends. Most likely a Lich will be, oh no, Lich actually. We have CZE actually going to commit with the surround strategy. He is going to go for a Naga Sea Witch just for that Frost Arrows. Frost Arrows will make things a lot more easier, as it will slow down an enemy unit, and of course those Crypt Fiends who are also speeding up or hastened with that Unholy Aura will have an easier job surrounding an enemy opponent. Wisp will spot that, or CZE's army is still in the middle, and it looks like the Wisp is going to pick himself most likely a Panda. I would imagine a Panda. Nope, it's actually got Naga Sea Witch. Okay, I'm completely off, but Naga Sea Witch was actually kind of surprising to me. Well, that Demon Hunter has no means of escape, and if he gets surrounded, things are not going to be very good for him. Honestly, I would have imagined he would have purchased some boots right about now, and CZE is applauding his opponent for being extremely lucky with escaping those surrounds. And also, that was actually very impressive from Rudan. Although I'm pretty sure CZE did not really do well to lock down that surround. Either way, Rudan is still making do with what he has right now. We do have a Hunter Soul being placed down, but no Huntresses. We're going to have an Ancient of Lore being placed down here, and most likely a second one will be placed very soon. Circle Nobility has been picked up by that Demon Hunter. And yeah, both players are just casually going on with their creeping. We're going to start to see Crypt Fiends adding on to the mix for that undead army, and I need a drink. Null Overseer camp is going to be cleared out. Demon Hunter, I would assume he would purchase himself some boots of speed. He definitely needs that. I'm very well aware he's been doing so well so far without boots, but just having boots right now would make things a lot more easier. And yeah. Oh. I'm actually curious if CZE actually left behind that Tome of Agility from the other merchant or not. We have Wand of Illusion being picked up. Troll Berserker is going to still be fooled. We still have no boots on that Demon Hunter. We have an Invulnerability Potion, and looks like this Naga Sea Witch is going to be surrounded and taken down at level 1, as well as CZE's own Naga Sea Witch. That is usually a common thing to see. Whenever one person loses a hero, the other one always loses their other hero. Looks like a Dryad is going to be surrounded, and that is not going to look good. Rudan is kind of low on units in general. He does have a couple of archers right here, but well, compared to CZE right now, he's got a ton of ghouls and about to have a ton of Crypt Fiends. It was unfortunate that CZE lost himself his Naga Sea Witch, especially since it could have been avoided, but it wasn't, and that was lucky for Rudan. Rudan is, yep, he's built himself a second Ancient of Lore and is just pumping out Dryads right now. In this situation, would you mass Dryads or would you go for Bears? Well, that is an interesting question. Rudan is kind of massed up on a lot of ranged units, and the thing is they can't really tank the most of the damage, especially since the Demon Hunter is there. He's pretty much just one unit, and I think a couple of bears would help the Night Elf army, especially Rejuvenate, to heal up that Demon Hunter, and of course that Naga Sea Witch when she actually gets surrounded. Either way, yeah. Still, both players are playing pretty passively right now. Rudan needs to finish off this creep camp, and looks like CZE is gonna go for a red one. He's gonna go for a red creep camp. Gonna take down that troll warlord. What items will be picked up? Oh, it might be an aura item. Nope, it's just gonna be, I believe, a level 6 item, or maybe a level 4. I actually gotta look at the items chart again, but he did pick himself up a mana stone. Basically half mana potion, half Sobi mask, and yeah, additional 25% mana regeneration, as well as 300 mana when it's consumed. So 60% of the time it's pretty much useful to keep it as is, and then the rest of the 40% is used as a mana potion when you actually need it the most. So yeah, we're gonna have bears finally. Roar is being utilized, and looks like Rudan is gonna go for the bear route. He's still sitting under upkeep. It looks like he wants to expand. A very curious move. Sobi mask gonna be picked up from the Demon Hunter. Gonna be given to that Naga Sea Witch most likely for that lightning when it actually comes up. Naga Sea Witch, most players don't use the mana shield. It's basically substituting hit points to mana, and then once your mana is depleted, you'll start taking physical damage, which is a very big strain on a mana user like the Naga Sea Witch. We're gonna have that Lich coming up as the third hero for Cechi, and pretty much a predictable combination right now. We do have the Death Coil Nova's Frost Nova combination, as well as lightning when it's actually being used. We have I don't know how well Demon Hunter and Naga Sea Witch actually synergizes with each other. They're pretty much two different, very different heroes, and they don't really complement at all. So yeah, that's just my opinion, by the way. It might not be the actual facts, but it's just opinion. Either way, will we see a third hero from Rudan? Most likely not. Basically, as a Night Elf, you would want to have strong heroes. Once they reach level 5, maybe they'll consider going for a third hero, but when they're not at level 5, especially since both of them are not, I think they would rather hold off on that third hero. Expansion is going to be almost set up for Rudan, although it's pretty much defenseless compared to human, I guess, bases. This is a very smart move from Rudan. Obviously, Cechi as an undead player is a little uncomfortable expanding because you have to first construct your necropolis and hold a gold mine. Otherwise, you can just completely forget about that necropolis, and you'll have no means of actually teleporting back, which it looks like Rudan is going to teleport on top and surround that obsidian statue. Is going to be forced into a destroyer, and yeah, seeing destroyers up, things might not be looking good for Rudan right now. As you can see, those bears are taking a ton of damage against those destroyers, as they deal bonus against heavy armored. Even though the bears are masterly trained, destroyers still deal a lot of damage. They also have +1 upgrades. Cechi currently 61, Rudan sitting at 50, and that might actually be an unwise move because Rudan's about to have his expansion. He should quickly go into upkeep, and yes, he is actually going to do so. He's going to make more bears. He's even going for hippogriffs, but the shade from Cechi does spot that. There we go. Nova is on that archer, level 3 on that Naga Sea Witch for Cechi. Roar is going to be used, and that's going to be additional damage across the board, except for those dryads. We have another mana burn on that Death Knight. Death Knight still has enough for one more Death Coil. Is going to heal that destroyer. Hippogriff is going to be webbed. Death Knight almost taken down, but is going to be forced to use a TP scroll, as it looks like a ton of bears and a ton of Crypt Fiends was taken down. Hell, I think the total population of bears was taken down, while there's still a lot of Crypt Fiends. We also have frost worms too, you know, just spank on those bears, and that might not actually be good. Rudan, even though he does get hippogriffs, those Crypt Fiends do indeed have an auto-casting web, so you know, it doesn't take extra micro compared to a raider, but that will make things a lot more easier for Cechi. Rudan really needs to produce his army. We're gonna have another attack from CZE right now. Ancient of Wars definitely gonna take a beating, and there it goes. Level 4, level 3, level 2 versus a level 4, level 3. We do have Devotion Aura on that Night Elf army. We have a bear being imitated, I guess. I don't know what the verb for illusion is. We have another lightning, Fort Lightning from both players, both sides. We're gonna have Rejuvenate, trying to heal up that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter is still at level 4. He needs to go to level 5. Level 3 Mana Burn would do very nicely against these spellcasters. Stab Preservation is going to save that unit, and looks like Demon Hunter is going to use that Invulnerability Potion. Hippogriff still needs to do something. It's going to be whipped, and yeah, 3 Hippogriffs in the on the ground. That's not a good thing to see. Frostworm is taking a lot of damage, is going to be taken down. Level 4 on that Nagasi, which level 5 is on that Demon Hunter. Oh, Invulnerability Potion was transferred at the last second, but Rudan was a little too late in actually activating that potion, and these destroyers are going to go after these Dryads. No, actually, no, wait. Dryads can't actually take magic damage, so what am I saying? They're going to go after those bears, obviously, seeing that they do extra damage, and it looks like this Tree of Life is going to fall, as the Demon Hunter is most likely still being revived. A bear still not healed with those Moonwells. Probably not going to go back into the fight until this actual engagement is over, and looks like these Wisps are trying their best to heal up, but it looks like Frost Nova is going to deal with that problem. Let's should obviously just go after those Wisps. Nope, it looks like a Detonate, and Nagasiwish might be looking a little bit troublesome right now. Actually, Rudan in general looks a little bit troublesome. He does have quite a bit of Dryads, but they don't do really well against those heroes. Crypt Fiends slowly going back up. We'd have Wisp placed over here, possibly another expansion if Rudan wants to support a big army, but yeah, he just needs to get that Demon Hunter back up. CZE level 4, level 3, and I believe level 4. Okay. So yeah, the heroes for CZE is very strong. Obviously Death Knight is still wanting that experience, but it looks like he's just going to give it to those other 2 minor heroes, and yeah. This is a very long replay. I don't think I'll cast game 2 at the same day. So yeah, this stage of the game is pretty much the most boring of them all. Trying to rebuild armies, especially since both players had their armies destroyed. A Wisp gonna be taken down with, I believe, a reveal. Yeah, it was a reveal. From where, I do not know. Or at least how, I don't know. I actually have no idea how that happened, but no matter. Anti-magic shield is on that Demon Hunter. Believe it's out of stock for that Nagasiwitch, so yeah. Anti-magic shield basically gonna prevent the lightning, the death coils, and the frost novas. But that's just for the Demon Hunter. With those bears, the bears are gonna face a big problem. Surprisingly enough, Rudan is still not making more units. He's looking to go for a more Dryad heavy composition right now, and is it smart? Well, I don't know. If CZE gets any more Crypt Fiends, things are gonna be a little bit hard. This green creep camp is going to be finally cleared out, or at least that poacher. What happened to that Null Brute? I don't know. We have another Shade trying to be ballsy right here. Anti-magic shield purchased for that Nagasiwitch, and things are still being passive. We're gonna have more bears out. CZE still at low upkeep. He's making more ghouls, making more abominations, and more Crypt Fiends. Actually, Abominations is pretty much a new unit to see for this game. Is it smart? Yes, it is actually, to very much take care of those Dryads. I'm still wondering on how that happens though. Is there any Goblin Laboratories? Oh, yes there is actually. Oh. Oh, how stupid of me. I should have seen those Goblin Laboratories, but I thought they were merchants or something. Forgive me, but that is pretty much how they spot those shades. We have Abominations. Second one is coming up. Abominations do very well against Dryads just because they, can take the brute force of those Dryad spears, as they can also combat very well against those bears. Even though they're pretty much same types. Normal attack, heavy armor. Normal attack, heavy armor. Abomination's just a little bit more tankier and actually has no spells, so that's a thing. Are we gonna have another attempt at making an expansion? Ancient of Wonders is moving on downwards, and this is kind of curious. We're gonna have more wisps actually moving on with the Tree of Eternity, so surprisingly, CZE's gold mine is, well, got destroyed a little later. Maybe it's because moving those acolytes around from time to time can of course decrease that rate, but no matter. CZE obviously knows that that Rudan has actually lost his gold mine and is wondering if he's going to expand. Seeing this Ancient of Wonders moving downwards, one can only assume, right? CZE looks like he wants to go for a very strong push. He is out of gold though, so he's going to unsummon that Sacrificial Pit as well as the Boneyard, and I don't know, possibly this Slaughterhouse, possibly this Crypt once it's finished this Crypt Fiend. Although can CZE actually survive against this amount of units, or can Rudan survive against this amount of units? It's kind of difficult to say, really. This is going to be on Rudan's home turf. Shade can actually block that, but Rudan found other means of actually just fitting through. We're going to have the movement right there. Hippogriffs are going to wait. That's a lot of Hippogriffs, and looking at the Crypt Fiend count, I believe at least one or two can do some damage against those destroyers. But there's so many destroyers, and we're going to have engaged right here. Roar is going to be used. Frost Nova on top of all that army. Looks like we're going to have a big start for Rudan, actually. He's going to go use that anti-mag shield. Hippogriffs slowly being taken down, but Hippogriffs are still chasing those air units right now. Rudan is not sure what he's focusing on first. He's going after those Abominations with a malice, and wow, bears are still taking quite a bit of damage. Destroyers are finally going after those bears, and they are going to be taken down very easily. Hippogriffs, I believe there is a few more, but they didn't really get those destroyers and Frostworm, and that might actually be game. Nagasewitch might be taken down momentarily. There we go. Frostworm is taken down. DK is going to use that invulnerability potion as well as the DH Demon Hunter. Nagasewitch taken down level 4. CZE still doesn't lose his heroes, neither any of his air units. I believe he did lose his Frostworm though, so that might be a thing, but he still has that Abomination, and even if he gets another hell, CZE could even just Death Coil that Abomination just to do a lot of tanking right there. Rudan is taking the brute force of that magic spells, and it looks like GG from Rudan. So that is going to be game 1. This was longer than I would have expected, so game 2 will be obviously next time I upload. I don't think I can even fit it through. Note that I start school tomorrow, so yeah, my schedules might be a little bit awkward, but I'll try to manage. This year is a little bit more important than last year, as always. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this Warcraft replay, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.